Hey guys, Sheri Ann Richerson here from experimentalhomesteader.com. Let me play with this. I think that I don't need that light tonight. There we go, that's better. I wanted to do another live vlog, and I'm doing it early because I want to have time to get it uploaded to YouTube, because my YouTube videos go live at 7 o'clock at night. So, but I wanted to do this one because I've had a lot of people ask me why I never made a big announcement or spoke about my scare with breast cancer. I'm thinking it was right at the beginning of when Facebook was first around and we all didn't have a lot of friends. It was during our 20th class reunion planning session, and so that was 10 years ago, and I was diagnosed. Well, first I felt a lump, and I went to the doctor, and she said there was definitely a lump there. And so that was on a Wednesday, I believe, and on Monday they sent me down to do the ultrasound, the mammogram, the biopsy. And on Wednesday, they sent me to have surgery. They had diagnosed me as second stage breast cancer. And I came home and I told Jerry, who I was married to at the time, that the only thing that I really cared about was that I did something to really impact people and something that would be there after I was gone. Because I had decided that I was not going to do chemo and I was not going to do radiation. It just wasn't going to happen. And I do believe that chemo and radiation is nothing but poison. Hi, Jeannie. And I just don't believe in them. And that was what I told Jerry when he was fighting his Hodgkin's lymphoma. He asked me what I thought about that. And I said, if it were me, as you know, from my scare with cancer, there is no way that I would do either radiation or chemotherapy. It would not happen. But I told him it was his body and he needed to make his own decision. He made that decision to go ahead with that. During his first time getting chemo, they said it was his third round, which I don't know what that means because, as I said, my choice was not to do it. He passed away. I told him that, in my opinion, you can fight cancer by changing your diet, getting rid of the GMOs. And I know there's no proof on that, but that's my feelings. If you're not eating healthy organic food and you're using all of these chemicals on your body that aren't good for you, you are what you eat. Anything you put on your skin absorbs into it. And I told him that. And I told him that I had watched shows on TV on a channel called Varia when we used to be able to get it, about people that got rid of their cancer by changing to raw foods, by eating more organic raw foods. Because it does matter, because just like the plants, if you grow a plant in soil that is full of chemicals, those roots are going to take that up in the plant and it's going to go into your food, and when you eat it, no matter how minute of an amount that might be, it's eventually going to build up in your body, especially if you eat a lot of that food. So, as I said, I choose not to talk about my breast cancer scare. I did have the surgery. They did operate on me. They did remove a lump. They came back after telling me that it was second stage breast cancer. They came back and they said that it was not anything to worry about, which really upset me, because had there not been a diagnosis of second stage, I would have never opted for the operation. I can tell you, ladies, it's a painful operation. I still have pain to this day, and like I said, that's been almost 10 years ago. If you're diagnosed, even if you feel the lump, and like I said, I did feel the lump. It was pretty good sized. Go get a second opinion. because my biopsy was completely wrong. The ultrasound, wrong. The doctor, wrong. And I went through that for absolutely no reason. And if you think that being diagnosed with cancer is not one of the hardest pills to swallow, you're so wrong. Because it hits you like just a ton of bricks. All in 1 second, all you see is your life flash before you. Okay? It happened to me the second time when Jerry was diagnosed. He was diagnosed 2 weeks before he passed away. And he had been sick one time in 11 years of us being married. One time, he had a fever. That was it, and that was years prior. There was no signs he had cancer. We did not have a clue. Okay, the only difference between me and him, he ate a lot of GMO products. He drank an awful lot of non-organic milk, and I do mean a lot. Several gallons a week. He used a ton of sugar. Every time he made a gallon of tea, which was almost daily, he would use 2 cups of sugar in that tea. He drank a lot of Gatorade. And he ate a lot of fast food. He also ate a lot of Japanese food because he was part Japanese. So he would eat things like, he would eat sushi, and he ate octopus and stuff like that. And I have to wonder if that also didn't help with whatever it was that caused him to get the cancer, because you have, when the nuclear plant in Japan blew up and some of that went into the ocean, that had to go into the fish. It had to. And this is why I really encourage everyone to eat organic, grow it yourself, know what you're putting in your body. Know what you're putting on your body. Because once that diagnosis hits, you know, you've either got to do what I did and take your chances, or you've got to do what he did with the chemo and radiation. And it's scary. You know, a lot of my classmates have passed away from cancer, and, you know, we were born in the late 60s, all of us. So none of us are that old. Jerry was 41 when he passed away. I was, let's see, how old was I? This is good because I don't keep track of my age. I was 37 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And his insurance at the time would not cover any of the treatments. They did not cover the mammogram. They did not cover anything because I was under 40. So I really, really encourage you to take care of yourself. If you think you can't afford organic, do some hard comparisons in prices and look around. Okay, some of the ways that I do this, because I don't have a lot of money myself, I grow a lot of my own food, and I've learned how to can it. If you're afraid of canning or don't have time, you can freeze that food. You can dehydrate it, okay? Freezing is super fast. I don't like to do it because I don't think the food tastes as good as canned, and I also have concerns about losing electricity in the wintertime and the food going to waste. But you can preserve the food. The other thing that you can do, look at places like Big Lots, TJ Maxx. Yes, they sell food for those that don't know. Aldi's. We have a place called Ruler Foods, which is associated with Kroger, and they have a lot of organics. So you can get organic food at places other than a grocery store, other than a farmer's market, and you can often get it at a discounted price. I know I bought some organic macaroni and cheese for 50 cents a box at Big Lots. Okay, it's convenient because it's boxed, and 50 cents a box is cheaper than what you can buy the Kraft in stores. You know, I think the Kraft runs like 99 cents a box around here. So there's ways to do it. I also encourage you to put some raw foods in your diet, whether those are raw nuts, salad. Just make sure it's organic. Again, I feel very strongly about this. And I'm just trying to pass on what I've learned and help those of you that maybe don't know or maybe don't understand the importance of all of this. So I've been kind of watching for questions, but I'm not seeing any. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody that's come in and watched live. If you do have questions, leave them in the comments below, because I do check and I'm happy to answer questions. Come on over to my YouTube page and subscribe. It's under my name, Sheri Ann Richerson. And thanks for watching, guys, and have an absolutely fantastic night.